Okay, today is Tuesday, August the, what is it, the 22nd today, I think? I have to check, but I think it's Tuesday, August the 22nd. And I'm just getting ready here to feed this little guy here. This will be his third feeding since he's been with me. I had to give him some medication last night because he had diarrhea, and so we gave him a pouch of that in with his milk, and we're going to give it to him again this morning. And for you newcomers out there, there is videos of me out there already showing you how to feed a bottle calf without a bottle, because it's a lot faster. It only takes a day or two, maybe 3, to get them fully drinking on their own out of a pail. Now the trick is to get your finger in their mouth and lead it down into the milk. And once your finger's down in the milk and they start drinking, sucking on your finger and sucking up milk, you got to cup your hand over the end of his nose like this with your finger, so he doesn't stick his nose in like this. You put his nose over top, like hand over top like that, so that he doesn't suck in through his nose milk. And you get him sucking on your finger, then you bring it down to the pail of milk. And you shouldn't really have this pail like I've got here, because you want it to be as low to the ground as possible, so that when you go to the bigger bucket, good solid steel bucket, I use a mop pail is what I use once I get them going. And let me just see if I can get this lined up for you guys here, and I will show you for the newcomers, because there is videos already out there of me doing this. And we're going to start off with this pail here because it's got the medication in it with milk. And let's see if we can get him. Come on, over here. Come on. Just splash your hand around in the milk. And then see how I got him now, just sucking on my finger and sucking in the milk. And depending on how hard he's sucking on your finger, you can slowly pull your finger back just to his lips, and then he'll come looking for it again. And don't take your finger out of the pail, just keep it in there. Keep your hand over to his nose so he doesn't suck milk up in his nose and get discouraged. And I'm taking a chance here because he could dump this whole bucket on me without me hanging onto it 2 hands. And once you feel that he's not sucking too hard anymore, and he's more or less just mouthing your finger, you can pretty well take your finger out of his mouth and just keep your hand in the bucket and let him go on his own. He's been just about been drinking on his own a couple of times. But then he gives up. And this only takes a few tries, ladies and gentlemen. It only takes a few days, and they're fully on their own. And this has got medication in it for his diarrhea, because if you don't treat it immediately, they will die from dehydration. And so you got to hit them hard and fast, and usually takes 3 or 4 doses to get it under control. I was surprised he came right from the farmer with that. He usually gives them medicine before I take them. I hope you guys are getting a good shot here. But see, he'll play around my finger, trying to pull my finger out of the milk. And he's sucking pretty hard on my finger. And he's kind of playing with it because he knows there's a different taste to it because of the medication in there. I use Calf Light 2. And you put 1 pouch to 2 liters of water. And he's kind of playing with this one because it's got more of the medication than milk replacer in it. So he's kind of playing with my finger here and kind of fighting it, trying to figure out what's going on. But this is how you do it, and within 2 or 3 days, all you got to do is put the bucket on the floor, and way he goes at it. I don't recommend doing it the way I'm doing it with this bucket sitting on the pail, but because I'm here by myself and I'm trying to film, holding the camera myself, or my phone I should say, I don't have any way of mounting this thing on a tripod or nothing, so and that's all I have to film with. So I do the best I can, because this bucket should be as low to the floor as possible, so that when you go to the bigger bucket, he's got the idea his head's got to go down. Now, a lot of times you'll get a calf that will want to keep lifting his head up to try and suck. And don't let them, force their head down. And see, he's just sucking, he's eating away. I have never used a bottle unless I have a really sick calf. Then I'll do it by a bottle or feed tube or whatever I have to do. But in the past year, I've only had to use a bottle once because he was really sick. And I've had a tube a couple of times. But he's just going to town on this. Now I keep him on a little lead rope here so that he doesn't get excited and go running past me and out the door. It's not likely they'll do it, but some of them get really rambunctious. And some of them you'll find that are really hard the first day to get them to eat, to put their head down. And what I do is I let them go hungry for a while. This is the calf light 2 I use. Okay. Sorry about that, guys. My internal memory got full. And I have to go to my SD card here. I guess I gotta start deleting some videos off my internal memory. So we just put the hand in the milk. And hard to see with the glare on the screen here. I think I got him there. And like within a day or two here, another day or two here, we'll have him drinking totally on his own. And that's the handy part. All you gotta do is mix the milk up and he will stick the pail in front of him and they'll go to town and drink it, and you can walk away, and when you come back to check that he's drank it all, you just give him a good rub down on the sides like a mama would do. Come on. Or have you had enough already? You've been drinking 4 liters. I guess this pail's about, probably 3 liters. And he's drank 1 pail of it plus about, I guess, almost half of this one. He drank like 5 liters last night. He might be full. He's not interested. Hey, big fella. You just gotta remember to give him a little rub like Mama would do with licking him and stuff like that on his back, on the side of his neck, and his forehead. And just be touchy-feel with him. You know, the more contact you have with them, the easier time you're gonna have with them. And that's why you see that all my other steers are so friendly. Because they're used to me. Because ever since they were young, they always got attention like this. And like the steer attack video, like I don't recommend anybody going and doing that with just any old cows, because you know what, you can get killed, and that's without a doubt. But I know my cattle pretty good. You know, they've all had me hand on hand since they were this age, every one of them, and you know, they're all pretty friendly. I had just that one black and white heifer there that I told you that was sterile, possibly sterile there, because she's a free martin. She's really skittish, and she always has been. See how she always got diarrhea there, you know, and that's scours, it's called as. And he's had one treatment last night, and now just one treatment today. And it just basically runs out of them like water. I'm also going to give him a penicillin injection today as well, just to make sure that he hasn't got any infection of any kind. Because he had scours the first night, I noticed, when I fed him. And you see it just dripping out of his back end there. He just squirted it out all over the floor, just like water. He should have tightened up from the one treatment last night, but I can see he hasn't. Well, he's tightened up a bit. It's not just fully water. It's got some consistency to it, but not much. So okay, I'll be right back, guys. Yeah, so I figure he's had enough to eat, I guess. I'm going to attempt this one-handed, but this is the penicillin, and we're going to give him an injection, just in case, as a precautionary, that he may have an infection. And how you want to do this is just come up to him like this, and just some people go under the neck skin. It doesn't matter, you can just go under the skin anywhere. Just poke him in there like that, and just put it in slowly, and just pat his head, because he's going to feel like a cold spot, even though I warmed it up to room temperature. And he might get a little jumpy, and the last thing you want to do is break the needle off. And that's it. Pull it out. Take and rub the spot a little bit. Just like that. And so you don't stab yourself. Put that back on there. Put it in your pocket. And yeah, he drank good 4 liters anyway. That's why you give it to him first of all, you know, the medication in a pail with just a little more than 2 liters, and add some milk powder to it so it's fairly consistent. And get that into him first, and then once he's done that, then you can give him the other milk, because sometimes if you turn around and you mix it all in with all the milk, if he doesn't drink all the milk, he doesn't get the full treatment, and then you're like, Jesus, I didn't get it all into him. So get that first part in a separate pail like I did, and give him the dose. It's 1 packet of calf light 2 to 2 liters of warm water to dissolve it in, and then milk powder. And you want to have it at his body temperature of 102 degrees when you feed it to them. Especially when they're young like this. In another week or so, it's not going to matter. It can be on the cool side. just when they're this young, you want to make sure it's the same temperature as mom's milk. And let them go like that. You're not hungry no more? He can't be, because he's not even coming over trying to suck. He's not even coming over trying to suck on my finger or nothing. And my door just closed behind me. That's why it got dark in here. The wind just blew the door shut. As you can see, he's got his number 29 tag on him. Hey, big guy. Hmm? He drank quite a bit last night. Like I said, he drank like 5.5 liters, maybe closer to 6. And this morning he's only done about, like I say, a little over 4. Because he drank a fair bit there before I got my phone going again on the SD card. Because my hands were wet, and you know, these touch screens, they don't work so good when you're trying to hit OK on it, that it's okay to go to the SD card. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, like all these animals, they go to families in need that can't afford to buy meat. And the chickens and turkeys go to that, and if you can help donate to feed these guys and bring more in, more livestock in, please use the PayPal link below, or the, see how he's got the scours there? Just coming out like water. That's not normal. That means he's sick. He's got diarrhea, and you got to get on that right away with the medication. And because he's not feeling good, and that'll dehydrate them really fast if you don't get that calf light 2 into them. And that helps tighten them up, and it also gives them the electrolytes that they need, and get them back going again. And sometimes it takes 3 or 4 applications of that. So he'll get another package again tonight, and another package tomorrow morning. And depending on how he's doing by then, we may still have to continue. But a lot of times, you know, 1 package will straighten them right out. But this guy here, he's on his 2nd pack here, and he's still, well, he just drank his 2nd pack now, so a calf light 2, so we can't count that. He's just on the one he had last night so far. And but that's the way it goes. So if you can help donate at all, please see the links below in the description. Be muchly appreciated. Thank you, and have a great day.